everybody, my name is Leo, and with this video we will share a direct comparison between the Boss GT1000, that by the way I've reviewed in my channel, and the Line 6 HELIX LT. This video follows the other video comparisons I did about the G250 versus the Ottone Ampero and the G250 versus the HELIX Stomp. If you have already seen this video, you can directly jump at the comparison chart at this time here. Actually, I hope that this video could be useful for guitarists who maybe are deciding to buying an amp modeling and multi-effect pedalboard in the 900, 1000 euro or dollars price range. In fact, in these comparisons, I try to compare units that are in the same price range, and that's why I've chosen these two units, because their price range is pretty similar, at least in Europe, even if there are some differences in the approach Boss and Line 6 have followed to model the amps, where Line 6 is modeling each component of the amp and Boss put an emphasis on accurately recreating the interaction between a total amplifier setup, I mean amp plus speaker section. Let me say that both these pedalboards are good options, but maybe one of them has that extra feature that better suits your needs. And by the way, at the end of the video, as usually, I will also try to give you my opinion about which one I would get if I had to choose. So, the arguments we will discuss together are: in the demo song, we have already heard the two units in action. Then, with the help of a comparison chart that I have done, we will discuss the technical differences between the two pedalboards in terms, for instance, of in, out, sampling frequency, and so on and so forth. So I mean all the technical stuff where maybe there is that extra feature hidden that is indispensable for you. Then we will better listen to the sound differences that you may have already heard in the demo song. You know, it would be impossible to check all the amp models one against the other, so I prefer to choose just some specific options and combinations of amp, cabs and effects to verify if there are some specific differences that could address our evaluation. I went for the Fender Deluxe Reverb for the clean sound and a Marshall Plexi for the overdriven ones, using or disabling some effects, but always trying to use the same settings for both the units. I mean same equalization, same type of cab, etc. Finally, I will give you my 2 cents. So, a lot of interesting stuff that I cannot wait to share with you. Let's start! We will now check the differences between the two units among the following parameters: number of amps, cabs and microphone built-in, number of banks, patches and preset, number of effects, MIDI possibility, audio input and outputs, foot switches and expression pedal, screen size, looper capabilities, ADA conversion and USB channels, possibility to use third-party IRs, number of firmware revisions that give us an idea on how much Line 6 and Boss take care about their units, special features available with the two units, current power, dimension, weight and price. First of all, we have 23 amps and cabs plus 12 standalone cabs and 5 mix built in the GT1000, while the HELIX offers 62 amps, 37 cabs and 16 mix. Therefore, I would give a thumbs up to the HELIX. It is worth noticing that the so-called ARD amplifier design philosophy of the Boss put an emphasis on accurately recreating the interaction between a total amplifier setup, amp plus speaker section. As such, each model is recreated with its ideal speaker combination. That's why here I'm writing 23 amps and cabs plus 12 more cabs, because the 23 amps and cabs have been captured together with the ARD Boss technology. Nevertheless, I would give a thumbs up to the HELIX as it offers more options. Furthermore, the Boss has two sets of 50 banks, each of 5 patches, with a total amount of 500 patches, 250 for the user and 250 built-in. The HELIX, on the other hand, has 8 sets of 32 banks of 4 patches, with a total amount of 1024 presets. Therefore, the HELIX is better. As regards effects, the Boss has more than 116 effects, while the Line 6 has 104 effects. For both of them, you can use many effects simultaneously. I would say that the limit is your imagination and, well, obviously the DSP power. In this case, I would give the thumb up to the Boss, as it has few more effects. And actually 160 effects were the number of effects available when the GT1000 was launched, and then some more effects were added. Both of them share the same MIDI capabilities, they have one in and one out. Then we have the same possibilities as regard input and output, with a mono instrument input, a stereo output both balanced and unbalanced, two in and out for external effects, and finally an headphone out, so they are on pair. The Boss has 10 foot switches while the HELIX has 12 of them. Both have a built-in expression pedal, and the Boss has two more inputs for external switches or expression pedals and an amp control out, while the HELIX has one in for another expression pedal or for controlling the amp. I would say that they are on pair, as the HELIX has more foot switches, but with the Boss you can connect more external switches or expression pedals. The screen of the HELIX is far superior than the one of the GT1000. The GT has 19 seconds of stereo looper, while the HELIX has 30 seconds of stereo looper, so the HELIX is better. As regards AD and DA conversion and USB capability, I would say that they are on pair. The HELIX has two more USB channels, but the Boss has 32-bit converters. With both the unit you can record the amp sound in one track of your digital audio workstation and the effects in another stereo track, so that you can decide the amount of effect while mixing. So I would say that they are on pair. They both offers the possibility to load third-party IRs, but the HELIX has far more slot to load than 128 against 4. For this video, I've introduced another parameter of our comparison chart, that is the number of firmware revisions. In fact, if we spend so much money for these units, we want them to last for a lot of time, with continuous improvements done by Boss and Line 6. I think that the Boss and Line 6 are doing a good job here, with frequent updates and improvements. As regards special features, I would mention the Bluetooth capabilities of the GT1000, with which you can edit your effect chain with your tablet, and this is pretty handy and nice. While among the HELIX special feature, I would mention the capacitive foot switches, the AES EBU digital output, so here in my opinion they are on pair, even if the possibility to connect the GT1000 to a tablet is really a nice feature. Then we have the power needs, where the GT needs 9 volts at 1200 mA, while the HELIX has an external PSU. So I would give a thumbs down to both of them, as it is difficult to use our normal pedal power adapter. A nice feature of the HELIX would have been some outlets to power external effects. As regards weight and dimension, the GT is obviously smaller and lighter, and the price is pretty similar in Europe, while in some American stores the HELIX is pricier. So I would give a thumbs up to the Boss for both dimension, weight and prices. Finally, let's count the green and the red thumbs. We have 9 green thumbs for the GT with 6 reds and 11 greens for the Line 6 with 4 reds. So I would say that the Line 6 is a little bit better. Obviously this is just a technical comparison without considering that each feature could have a different importance for you. And so for instance you can consider the Boss better just because it has the Bluetooth option. But if you just algebraically sum the features according to my comparison chart, the HELIX is better. Now, final considerations here. This is gonna be my personal opinion for my specific use cases, and of course, you may not agree with me. Well, let me say that I own the GT1000 since more than 1 year, and I've used it in many occasions and many times. Furthermore, I grew up using Boss effects like reverb, delays and chorus. Therefore, I'm much more used to the sounds of the Boss GT1000. For this reason, my opinion here could be a little bit biased. For sure, the HELIX has a lot to offer, and it sounds good, but it is pretty bulky, bigger and heavier than the GT1000. For sure, it's easier to use than the Boss, thanks also to its big screen, but with the Boss you have the possibility to control the unit via Bluetooth with your tablet, which is a really handy feature. For sure, the HELIX offers a lot of amps and cabinets, but I'm not the guy who is changing a lot of amps in live situation. I typically use one amp for the clean sound and one for the overdriven one. So actually I'm fine also with the amps available in the GT1000. So finally, well, I would lean toward the GT1000. Don't get me wrong, the HELIX is a great unit, but I don't see enough reason why I should bring with me such a bulky and heavy unit. This is obviously totally subjective, and I would like to know your opinions and which one of the two units you would choose in your use case, and also if the sound differences that you can check out in the demo song or in the more sound section of this video are a key deciding factor for you. So let me know in the comment below. These were my final 2 cents. We have now reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did it, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell and leave a thumbs up. It would be of great help. If you're interested in my music, you can check out a playlist of songs of mine in the description below, where there is also a link to the streaming service distributor that I use, that is DistroKid. If you use that link, you will have a discount and I will earn some money, so you're gonna actually help the channel. So that's all, see you in the next video, bye bye.